Oh, welcome back folks, welcome to another session on the Awful Angler YouTube channel. Tonight you join me at Mostin. If you watched last week's video, I fished the Mersey earlier. Didn't do too well at all. Realise I haven't got a video for this week because I'll be out fishing the European Open Championships with my dad. So by the time this comes out, we'll all be sat, hopefully with a pint in our hands, waiting to find out who's won what. But for tonight, here I am at Mostin. Now, it's a fairly big tide for fishing Mostin. I've never done very well at Mostin, but it's a cracking evening. It's a little bit overcast. You can see the stars and the moon every now and again. It is 3 hours till high water. Now there is a fair tide licking past. If you can probably tell, one of the rods I put out a little bit too far. That was the one that went out first. That screamed all the way around to the right. The rod I put in quite short, and that is just having a little bit of a tap 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 at the minute. So we've got tide to contend with. We've got the chip on my shoulder to contend with. Not sure that's the right phrase, is it really? I've got the omen hanging over me. But tonight, to be honest, is going to be a fairly chilled one. I've got the van just behind the camera, so I'm going to spend most of the night sat in there just watching the rod tips. We are targeting mainly rays and conger tonight. That is the plan of attack. We've got the tide to contend with, I think I've mentioned that, but it is going to be a big issue. We've got about 3 hours till high water, so hopefully in the next hour or so that'll start to slacken off. We'll be able to hold bottom, punch weights a little bit further. Now, one thing with Mostin, I know you can't see where I'm pointing to, but right here in front of us, there is a very deep channel. So you don't need to cast far. In fact, if you cast far, you will end up on the other bank. I was wondering, is that casting a shadow over my face? Probably is. Now, with such a deep channel, it is strewn with big boulders. Certainly on this side of it anyway, it's very, very snaggy. So I am expecting to snag up, I am expecting to lose gear. Hopefully we don't lose too much, otherwise this will be a very short video. I'll be back in the van and on my way home to bed. But like I say, congers, rays, in the next hour or so we'll start pinging some baits a bit further out into that big sandy channel, target those, hopefully land some nice fish for you tonight. Right, time to get these rigs swapped. I'll switch you on, because the last time I came down here I was snagged up at the same time I slipped over and smashed my Fury rods. So let's see if I can't get down here. Let's widen the beam on this headlamp a little bit. See if I can get down here without falling straight on my arse. That's as far as I'm going to go for now. Alright. Brighten her up. Where are we? Straight down there. Oh, we're up. We are up. Let's get winding. Wind. Oh, I think there's a load of weed on there. Oh, it's getting heavier and heavier. Oh no, I'm snagged. Oh, I'm snagged again. Well, okay. Oh, it's going to be hard work this is tonight, let me tell you. Okay, so next rig to go out then on the big rod. It's a big 6-foot pulley pennel. On there I've got 8/0 Innova Tamers hook with a 9/0 circle at the top. It's a big chunk of mackerel. That's a 150 pound bite trace as well. Like I say, we're going after some big congers while we're here. So, see if we can't keep bottom with this. I've also swapped out and gone for a little rotten bottom setup. Should be able to see that there focused. Although this weight's about knackered anyway. So we should have no problem with the weight bedding in. It's just whether or not those hooks will snag up. hopefully they snag into a big fish first. Well, that's all that's left of my mackerel. That's been out there probably half an hour or so, and it's been absolutely picked clean. Not an ounce of meat left on that bone. My rotten bottom set up work though. I got snagged up twice on the retrieve, and as you can see, there is no weight on the end of that. It's done one. Completely done one. Well, it's just coming up to an hour now left till high water, and I think it's safe to say we are now holding bottom. I'm still casting up tide slightly, or quite a bit to be fair, but I think I could probably get away with a little bit less now. So both baits have stayed exactly where I've put them. I think we're just about into the channel. I haven't gone all the way out into the deepest part of the channel just yet, but I think next casts could be the one. So I reckon we've got a window now of about 2 hours where we really need to hit it hard. Sorry about that. Where we really need to hit it hard and see if we can't get in some nice fish. But it is a cracking evening. I've got the mics on with the GoPro, but I've done a little bit of filming with the phone as well. There isn't a breath of wind. The stars are out behind me, not quite out over the Wirral and that way yet, but it's always a bit grey and miserable over there, isn't it? Oh, here come the haters in the comments. But yeah, cracking evening to be out. Like I say, not the best of tides. You could do with a small tide really if you're going to fish where I'm fishing. They aren't huge tides, but they are, let me tell you, 8.2 metre high and a 1.5 metre low. So they're a fair size, they are a fair size. And like I say, we've probably got now a 2 hour window where we really need to hit it. Well, there we have it. The first loss of the evening. Slap another one on, see if we can't lose some more, hey? Oh, let's get into it. As nice a peaceful night as it is, I could really do one of them rod tips just looping over. Even just one bite, just one doggy would do me for now. Just coming over top of tide. Got about 5 more minutes, and then I imagine the tide's going to come out of here like a train. So I'm going to try my best to hold bottom for another hour or so. Don't think it's going to happen. Well, like I say, we've probably got half an hour or so of holding bottom left, so let's let the big fish quest continue. That's that 8.0 Tamers with a huge great big whiting on there. Surely. Surely something's got to have hold of that. Now you tell me in the comments. Big fish, big waste of time. Well, the eagle eye amongst you may notice that I'm missing something. Dropped down to one rod. So I've just snapped off a third set of gear on the Fury. So I've just got the one rod out now, I've just got the air power left. The other one's packed down in the van, ready to go home. And I can't tell if that's just starting to move in the tide or we've just got a little inquiry. My major concern is where I'm fishing, the fact that most of the snags have come on the retrieve, and I'm sure they're not that far out. I'm sure I'd be able to recover my weights and my rigs at low water. Is if I do get into that nice big fish, just how we're actually going to land it. So that being said, this is going to be the last cast. It's we're half an hour into the ebb. It's about 20 to midnight. And it's been a really quiet night. Enjoyable night. Just looked in the van, it says -1. There isn't a breath of breeze. It certainly doesn't feel like -1, considering the weather that we've been out in previously. It certainly feels a lot warmer than that. Stars are out. GoPro's probably not going to pick them up behind me, but yeah, overall, a cracking night to be out. Like I said in last week's video, the intention of today's session is purely just to get me out, get some fresh air, get some time away from everything, just clear my mind a little bit, and I can honestly say it's done just that. So I'm happy. I could do with a nice fish. You guys could do with a nice fish. You deserve it for having sat and watched through this. So I think on that note, I'm going to get packed down. So I'll wish you all farewell. Obviously, if anything happens between now and me bringing this rod in and packing away, I'll bring you straight back, and I'll put that in now. Let's see if we can't get this chuffer back. Get up, get up. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. Yeah, we're up. We're up, we're up, we're up, we're up, we're up. Oh, yes. Wow. Rotten bottom once again. Rotten bottom's gone. There's not a great deal left of that great big chunk of whiting neither. But if I've gone straight into the second bit, it carried on and we've blanked. So, first blank of 2024. Hey, I'd rather blank today than blank at the Euros. Hopefully, this is not a sign of things to come. Hopefully this has gained me some brownie points with the fish gods. So, on that note, thank you all for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and tight lines.